Welcome. I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up. I love products from Stampin' Up, and I've got myself a good collection, but sometimes it's hard to remember exactly what I have. Sometimes I'm looking for just the right phrase or everything I want in a particular color. And I have found that a free app called Evernote will help me keep track of what I own and help me find exactly what I want to use. I have created a note for every single current product that Stampin' Up sells, and I share this notebook for a small fee. This is the current products notebook, and it has all the dies, all the stamps, all the embellishments, all the designer series paper. And whatever you click on this center column ends up showing up over here. And I love using Evernote. I have copied these notes for the products that I own into my personal notebook. In this personal notebook, I can find exactly what I'm looking for. When products retire, I move them to the retired products notebook, which I also share. This notebook I share for free. As of today, it's got 6,053 notes in it. So it's a lot of notes. I started keeping the retired products notes in about 2015, maybe 2014. And so they go back quite a ways, but not as long as Stampin' Up has been around. Stampin' Up has been around over 30 years and lots of products. So there's going to be a lot of products that are not in here. I do have some products that are before 2014 in here. I have created a few notes for older products. Other people have created notes for older products too and have shared them with me, and you'll find those in here too. If you're sharing the current product notebook and you want to create a note that will fit in with the retired products notebook, I would love it if you would not only make that note, but also share it with me. To do that, I'd like to share with you how to create a new note. I will be moving this note into the current products and also the retired products notebook, so you'll know how to do it. I also have a blank note that is in the current products notebook and also the retired products notebook. And it's got a lot of information in here. This is basically everything that I do currently for new notes, and also explains a little bit more about each thing. But honestly, it's overwhelming. So I'm hoping that this note explains things a little bit more. I do not currently have a note for one retired product that I have. I have a wonderful tool called a CropaDile that I hope I never get rid of. And I did buy it from Stampin' Up, and it's long ago retired. Before you create a new note, you want to first be sure that it doesn't already have a note. So you're going to go into the search box in the retired products notebook. You're going to type in the name of the product. This is called a CropaDile, and hit search. And this note is not already in here, but it did find some catalogs that are in this notebook. I have over 100 catalogs that you can actually scroll through. You may have to download them first. At least with the paid levels of Evernote, Evernote actually searches through these PDF attachments and can find that the CropaDile is in the 2008 through the 2012 catalog. So I was able to open up the 2012 catalog. So I was able to scroll through that catalog from 2012, and there is the CropaDile. And that gives me the item number, the price, and this is US prices, and some details. And so I'm going to use this information to create my new note. So I'm going to open Retired Products Notebook and just click this New. This creates a new note or a task, and it starts out being titled Untitled, and you're going to type in the title of your product. So in this case, CropaDile. And I usually put in the catalog and the page. This was last in the 2011 to 2012 annual catalog on page 207. And I usually have that information in the body of the note too. This is really helpful if you're using the old legacy version of Evernote. So then I type in some information about the product, some details. The CropaDile started out as a Stampin' Up! Product since 2008, and it does not coordinate with anything, so I'm going to just leave that at that. But some details, it does punch a 1/8 inch and a 3/16 inch hole, and also also sets eyelets. I usually put a picture of the product in there. You can put any digital photo in an Evernote note. Let me go back to that note that I'm creating. So new note and putting in the title, adding the basic information. Here's the picture and some more details about how to add a picture. One of the easiest ways to create a picture is in the note, is if you have Evernote on your phone, it's really easy to add a picture. So you can just, after your note has synchronized, open the note in your phone, then click on this icon here, and then you can just take a picture, and then there's a checkbox to make sure that it saves it there. You can also take a picture and maybe you have Google Photos or another way of getting the photo onto your computer and copying the picture there and pasting it. I have a picture of the CropaDile here that I took with Evernote. I also want to add tags. So all you have to do is click Add a Tag. And this is a Stampin' Up! Product. Every note that is a Stampin' Up! Product, you should add that. If it is a retired product, you should add the retired tag. This is a tool. And this is a punch. And as I do this, it is suggesting, I've just typed the P and the U, and Evernote is suggesting a couple of tags that already exist, and it's best to click those so that they are the same tag. And I think that that's all that needs to be there. We've got punch, retired, Stampin' Up! Products, and tools. And notice that these are all in alphabetical order. And that is the basics for creating a note. If you have created a note that you are willing to share with me, I would love that. All you have to do is click share, type in my email address. You're going to choose Can View so that I can't change your note, and then press enter, and that sends me and that gives me access, and all I have to do is copy the note into the shared notebook, and then we can all use it. Since I also share my notebook as view only with you, you can't add the note in the Retired Products notebook. You're going to actually be putting it in your own personal notebook, and then If you share it with me, I can then put it in here as a copy. Let me go back to the directions. So you're going to create your new note in your personal notebook. If you don't add anything to the note, you will have the blank untitled note. You may end up with lots of those. The basic information, the product name, the catalog, if you have it, the item number, if you have it. I don't think I put the item number in my notes, so let me go back through and add that in here. The reason I put the title again here is when I'm making notes for products that might be available in other countries, I may have a separate picture. So this was item number 108362. That was $29.95 US. Let me see if there's anything else I forgot. Set of, and I probably should say set of one. If it's a stamp, you're going to put suggested blocks if that's available. If you've got old products, they're probably wood mount blocks. I can't remember when Stampin' Up! First started suggesting the blocks for the cling and the clear mount stamps. They do now, so if you have the suggested blocks, you can add that. If there are coordinating products, you're going to list them here. If you're adding anything that has a color, maybe you're adding a designer series paper pack, or maybe you're adding retired ink that's not already here, or embellishments, you're going to add the color, item number, picture. If it's a stamp, it's really a good idea to type in every word that's in the stamp so that those come up in search box. And also describe all the images. And I try to be as detailed. So if there's a tiny little bird somewhere, I add that as a search item. Adding the tags as much as you can. Now here's a little bit more information. So you can look through that. Here's what it looks like when you're using your camera to add an image. Here's the steps on how to add a tag. Speaking of tags, Evernote does seem to refer to these as filters as well. And every note should say whether it's a Stampin' Up! Product. I usually put not Stampin' Up! For the products that I may buy. I don't share the notes for products from other companies, but I do share them for retired Stampin' Up! Products. But you may want to put the company that you got it or the source you got your products from. And these are the tags that I usually keep. So if it's a bundle, it may either be a suite. So suites, I have tagged both suites and bundles. If it's included in a collection, I also tag that as a bundle. Embellishments, all of these things will be here. So if it's adhesive backed, it may also be a sequin, and it also may be, and it would also be tagged as an embellishment. Could even actually tag that as an accent as well. All the threads and twines and ribbons are also tagged as trim. Anything that's embossing, so masks I have under embossing. All the ink pads would also be tagged ink. Kits, memory keeping, paper basics. So if you have cardstock that comes in a particular size, I should also have put A4 here. If it comes in a particular size, I will label it that way. Stamps, all the The stamps will either be cling, photopolymer, it could also be clear or wood mount, which section it was in the catalog, features that it might have, themes that you might have, events, also tools. So that's why I tagged my stamp. That's why I tagged my CropaDile as a tool and also a punch. Again, I think that tags are categories of things, so I don't tag each specific color. So anything that's sort of in the red family, if it's cherry cobbler or poppy parade or sweet sorbet or real red, I will tag those all as red. You can tag, you do not have to limit the tags that you put for your products to the ones that I have. You could even tag it with the drawer that you keep your product in or whatever, the box. Whenever you start typing and in that add a new tag, you are generating a new tag automatically. And so if you have a typo, a lot of times I'll end up with a tag that starts out with 2 or 3 letters. I'll delete it from here thinking it's gone forever, but it's actually in my tag list. So you want to go to the tags and delete it from there. Tags should be for categories, all the things that have blank, all of the inks, all of the papers, all of the dies. So I showed you how to share your note, and there's more information about that here. So I really hope that you will create new notes for the retired products that you own and share that note with me. Talk to you soon. Bye. Here is the web address for this project. I have lots of resources on my website. Most of them are free. It's easy to miss some of those resources or to get lost exploring. Let me take you on a quick tour. Just under the banner image are 6 links. Under Shop, you'll find links to the products from Bev, shopping strategies, my frequent shopping points, and a sampling from the clearance rack. Under Inspiration, you can link to scroll all of my projects since 2011. The products may be retired, but you may be inspired by a layout, color combination, or a technique. I have the basics, where I've written about stamps, ink and paper, cutting, adhesives, and my favorite tools. You'll find a link to Techie Tips and an easy link back to my latest post. Click on Getting Organized, and you'll find some of my resources for stamp case slips, product labels, large labels for designer series paper, and more. Case inserts for dies, embellishments, and anything I think might fit in a stamp case, including ink refills. You'll also find color tools and charts, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, tabs and a quick reference for the annual catalog, and plans for toolkits. I have a video of my craft wall and more. Click on Evernote Current Products and you can learn how to share my notebook. This notebook has a note for every current product from Stampin' Up. It allows you to search by color, image, product type, word, phrase, or event, and more. I include French, German, and Dutch names and numbers when available, and the prices for all the markets. Evernote synchronizes on your phone, tablet, and or your desktop or laptop computer. So you can look through the Stampin' Up! Catalog from anywhere, anytime. You can copy my notes for the products you own so you can find just what you're looking for. When products retire, I move them to the Retired Products Notebook, which I also share, and I host a notebook for Paper Pumpkin. Click on Sip Together and then Let's Stamp to come stamp with me or join my Sip Together team. There's also a link to learn a bit about me. The sitemap will help you navigate all these links from one page. And there are quick links along the side of my page. Shop Now takes you to my online store at Stampin' Up. You'll see the current host code. It would be a great help to me if you use that if you are ordering less than $150. You can click on the current catalogs to page through them online. And then there are my links to my 5 most recent posts. Thank you very much for stopping by and hope to see you soon.